What is up, fam? Welcome to Authentic Rehab. My name is Zachary Beckwith, and I am a physical therapist assistant or a mindful movement specialist. I help people live authentically and heal from pain and suffering. Today, I want to talk about listening to our bodies. Our bodies always know best, and they always are trying to talk to us. In more obvious ways that our body talks to us is when we are hungry. Our body lets us know. When we're thirsty or cold or hot, our body will let us know in many ways that we all know about. However, our body is also talking to us when we are often in a place that we feel we shouldn't be, or around people that we shouldn't be, maybe in a relationship or working at a job that isn't suited for us. However, our bodies will let us know of these things via things like anxiety, in severe cases, often depression, or even chronic pain, as I see in my office. If we do not learn to listen to our bodies, these things will continue on. We will continue in this state of anxiety or depression or pain, simply just suffering. Think about when you were an infant. You were hungry or thirsty or tired or you needed to be changed. You would cry out. We eventually lost this gut feeling. When we were often raised, many of us were raised to suppress our emotions. This is a cultural thing. This is not to blame any parents. I've talked about this in previous videos where generation after generation, we were taught to suppress our inner needs, suppress our wants and our emotions, as to not draw attention to ourselves. We were taught that big boys don't cry. We often suppressed these feelings to help our parents and not put so much on their plate. Or maybe they simply just weren't there enough to even listen to these complaints or listened to these cries. So essentially what we're doing is we're disconnecting from our gut feeling. We're disconnecting from our intuition. So as we get older and we find ourselves in these uncomfortable situations, like a job that we don't like, relationship or marriage, we often don't know how to express our inner wants and needs. So we often sit and stew in these emotions. We don't process them. We do not reach out and let somebody know that we're hurting. And what will happen is eventually this will lead to anxiety. If you show up day in and day out at a job that you cannot stand, around people that you cannot stand, you will become anxious. You will often show signs of depression. If you are in a marriage that is simply not working, if you do not voice your concerns and you stay in this marriage, you will become anxious and depressed. So many people simply chalk it up to being hereditary or a chemical imbalance. And I'm not sitting here saying that when you have severe anxiety or depression, there is not a chemical imbalance, because there is. When you're in these states of anxiety and depression, especially chronically, your body is in a state of fight or flight. It is releasing chemicals like cortisol that put stress on your body. So yes, it is chemical. However, I do not believe that it is hereditary. What I believe is happening, that, like I said, repressing our emotions is a generational issue. These things are handed down. So these are behaviors that are handed down. They're not a gene that is handed down. We can break the cycle, however. I have taken it upon myself to break the cycle of emotional repression within my family. It ends here. I am doing the inner work to take a look at my past, to take a look at my childhood and heal that inner child inside of me. So that way, when and if I have children, my children will not be faced with the same issues that I was faced with. And this is not to blame any of the generations in the past, most certainly not my parents. as we do the best that we can with the hand that we are dealt, with the way that we were taught. However, many of us are blessed to have something like a spiritual awakening. For me, it was through addiction. As I've said in the past, I am an addict, I am in recovery, and I was brought to my knees by drugs. Some people would feel sorry for me. Some people would think that that is an awful hand that I was dealt. However, it is not. It has allowed me to be in this space and in this consciousness and vibration that I am in now, where I am now willing to do the inner work, to no longer suppress my emotions, to no longer suppress my inner wants and my inner needs, because I know that if I continued to suppress these inner wants and these inner needs, that they would show up via illness or chronic pain, anxiety, and depression, which I had already faced. If we keep ourselves suppressed, simply following the herd or the normal in society, we will all become sick. There is a reason that chronic pain, addiction, anxiety, depression are at an all-time high. We are suppressing our inner wants and our inner needs. Learn to live authentically. Do the work to heal from the inside out. I am living proof that this is possible. I hope that you will go back to your roots. Heal that inner child inside of you. Listen to your intuition. Listen to that gut feeling inside of you. You can heal. You can stop the suffering and the pain. It is all possible, and it all starts inside of you. I love you guys. Namaste.